Tonight we're going to enjoy a class with Roxanne. It's our Mother's Day tribute class. These are it's so fun to make gifts for Mother's Day and to get them, but to make them for all the amazing women in our life. And Roxanne has gathered a lot of really excellent projects to show us and get us inspired on some of the things that we can make. And then, of course, she's going to go into studio for us and answer our questions as she designs and shows us all about the Import Page tool, which is a tool we all love to use and like to learn more about. So before we kick it off officially, let me go ahead and introduce myself. I am Cynthia Coulon. I'm the product manager at Heritage Maker. Roxanne Buchholz is with us, and Brooke Mayer is with us. She's the one behind the scenes typing in answers to your questions. So feel free to ask questions as we go along, and she'll do her best to answer them, and we'll do our best to answer them if they can help the whole group, and we can answer those live. So let's see. I think I need to go ahead and give away a few points. We've got Sarah Lee, which is a wonderful name. Sweet name, right? Sarah Lee, we have got some 20 points for you, and we'll get those into your Heritage Makers account in the next couple of days. So thanks for joining us. All right, well, let's go ahead and turn the time over to Roxanne and let her take us away.
Great, thanks, Cynthia. Hey, everybody. Great to be here with you on a Thursday night. We are going to be talking about Mother's Day collections today, and I believe Mother's Day is the second biggest holiday at Heritage Makers. Is that correct, Cynthia? Next to Christmas?
It is. I don't know. It's kind of head-to-head with Father's Day. We love to tribute our fathers and our mothers, so yeah, it's up there.
Great. Well, I love doing Mother's Day projects. I love doing Father's Day as well, too, but Mother's Day always gives me an excuse to actually design something for myself, too, like maybe a brag bag or something, so I kind of throw myself into the mix as well. So let's go ahead and get started and look at some of these great designs. The first one I'm going to open with is a brand new Mother's Day collection, and this is by our creative team member, Cassie Balzer. This is a great collection that she's done. It's, you know, it's cool and hip with the chevron designs, and yet it's got these great colors, and of course, you know, it's perfect for mom, and it has a little saying, "You hold the key to my heart," which is really nice. So Cassie has gone ahead, and when she did, I think she designed maybe a canvas or a print first, and I loved it so much I asked her to go ahead and expand the collection, which she easily was able to do with our Import Page feature, which we will talk about a little bit later. But it's easy to take one design and import it quickly and easily to apply it to other products of different sizes and orientations. So she's got great metal prints, and she's got the greeting cards and canvases, and I love this phone case. And I think she's only done one phone case, so if you have a different size or a different brand of phone, this Import Page feature will be just for you. There's brag bags, prints, and then she's also got this. I love these. These are off of our large address labels. And this design is on the large address label, and when you get it back, you'll actually cut it into two pieces here. It's got the directions here. And then you apply it to any lip balm tube that you can buy them in packs, like at a Costco, or you can find them any at a drugstore, or just wrap it around an existing, you know, chapstick label or something. But they're fun little gifts, little chapstick labels. So lots of great things from Cassie Balzer. There is also a coordinating storybook for mom that she's done as well. So from the, you know, you can give your mom some of the small projects, but if you have more time and want to do something really meaningful, this 8x8 storybook is a great way to do it. It's got the same coordinating cover, and inside she's dedicated a spread to each of her children, so Ashlyn and mom. So it's almost a book for herself, you know, but it's for the kids too. So it says some of the commonalities that they have and the things that they enjoy doing together. And then there'll be a spread. And then the next spread is just kind of like a family event. So it shows cases, you know, there's Disneyland or a day at the park or swimming at the pool, but each child has a separate and special place in the book. So this is a great, easy one to follow along, just a little bit of journaling, and, you know, the pictures can be all different stages of life. So this is a wonderful thing, and I don't think it'll take you very long to pop in a few of your favorite pictures. And Cassie did some wonderful things with this design. There was several things that you might not really expect, some little tricks that some designers do occasionally. So how did Cassie get the ribbon to look like it was going through the keyhole of the special little key? The key comes in one solid piece like you see here. So it's either on top of a piece of ribbon or behind the piece of ribbon. But how do you make it look like the ribbon is going through? So here's her detail here and then a close-up. So let's go ahead and we're going to jump into Studio and I'm going to show you a quick tip or trick right now. Let's go ahead, let's pull this over. Okay, so I've just opened her greeting card that she had done. And this is actually this collection. I know it's really cute, so I just wanted to make sure you guys know it's a collection called You Say It's Your Birthday. So it's actually a birthday collection, but all of our collections usually have other pieces available, so you would never know that this is a birthday collection, but there's lots of pieces that you can mix and match and use for other things as well. So if you see here, this is where Kathy started. Let's go here to this one. So I kind of pulled out the background so we can go in larger so you can see what she's doing here. If you were to try to move the key, it's locked now. I'm going to unlock it. You'll notice that there's two separate pieces. So I'm going to go over here so you can see it in a more clear fashion. So you've got the one key, and it's got them locked. I'm going to actually go up here to Edit, Lock. I'm going to unlock all on the page. So I've got the piece of ribbon and the key. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the key on top, and then you're going to do a Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste Special, Paste in Place. So it pastes an identical copy on top of your first one. And then all you're going to do is you're going to take that one, and in your toolbox down here at the bottom, you're going to send it to back, this first icon here on the far left bottom. So that actually sent it to back. So you're going to take your first one here and select it again, and we're going to do a creative crop on it. So if you go to your toolbox, click on Tools, Crop, and then you're going to reposition this crop. Let me go in real large so you can see it. And then we're just going to adjust the crop. And then we're going to say done and see how that looks. Perfect. See, so you just left this part from behind and you're just cropping to expose this one little piece. Sometimes when you're first doing a crop, you might not do it quite right. Maybe it's too short, and you'll be able to tell that you've done something not quite right. So you have the little edge here, doesn't look quite right. So go ahead and hit the adjust button and pull it down, and you kind of want to disguise it in a place that's not as obvious. So I try to like to do it like where a seam would be there, and then you've got the perfect little piece. I might even move that up a little further. And done. Great. So you see how that works? Anybody have any questions about that?
I do have a question asking if you can do that again. I'm not quite sure which part the questioner wants to see again. So maybe you should just do it again, the entire process, but a little bit slower.
Okay, great. And these are all recorded too, so you can always go back later in the future and watch these and kind of slow it down and watch. So here's our key. We're going to move it to the front. And then I'm going to kind of position it how I want the ribbon to run through. I'm going to Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste Special, Paste in Place. Instead of a normal paste, I'm going to do a paste in place so it's an identical placement. So you've got actually two keys on top of each other right now. You're going to take this top key and send it to the back, which is this. If you toggle over it, you'll see the different words here, what they're saying, send to back. That's all the way down. We'll click on the top key again and crop. And then you got your little blue crop. I'm just going to click and drag it into the position that I want it to crop in. And then I'm just grabbing the edges and sliding it up just so it's a tighter crop on that. And say done. Great. And you can see a little bit how it's kind of overlapping a little bit, but in the sense of the design, it's just a small piece, so you'll never notice the little, areas where you see overlapping.
That was an awesome trick. People are loving that. And I bet if you kind of think about it, I know I've had a lot of people ask, why can't you make paper clips that so it looks like it's actually clipped on? Well, I bet if you tried, you could use the same kind of trick to make a paper clip look like it's both in front and behind a paper or
Absolutely. Yes,
whatever.
it works. It works the same way. Yeah, it works on. We do it all the time in several different applications. I've seen like circles wrapping around tree trunks, and there's all sorts of different ways as long as you use your crop tool. And remember, you can angle your crops too. They don't have to be straight up and down and square. You can rotate your crops too so that they can crop on an angle.
Right. So cool.
Yep. And then one other thing, when I was in her design, I noticed something else that was pretty fun and creative that she had done. I love this little piece of embellishment artwork here. But when I went down to the actual artwork collection to find it, let's see, I'm going to go collection date. I know it's the birthday one here. So when I clicked to find that piece, I scrolled here through all the embellishments, and I could not find that piece. So what I do a lot of times is I just dissect what someone else has done. That's a great way to learn, is to play with some of these things that you don't recognize and how they're done. Like, try this little trick with the key. But let's play with this little embellishment and dissect it a little bit. First, I'm going to kind of delete some of this other stuff. So I'm just going to click out here in the background. I'm going to click, hold, and drag, grab a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to unlock and just hit the delete key on my keyboard. So I'm just going to unlock, delete. Let's just clean it up a little bit here. Remove all these pieces. And then I'm going to go ahead and make this bigger here, which I'm, same thing, grab, click outside, drag down, and it grabs all those things within that area. I'm going to unlock, and I'm going to size it up. Just drag the corner so I can get a bigger piece to work with. So if you'll notice, there's a whole bunch of different elements. If I were to pull them apart, she's actually pieced different things together in a very clever way. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to hit Control-Z, which is the undo button, and put them all back together. This is a mask. I'm going to do a copy and paste and show you what the original looked like. If I take off, it's got rounded corners, so I'm going to unround the corners and take off the fill. So it was originally a heart mask. So all she did was round the corners on that, and to make a perfect round circle, you're going to want to do rounded corners to 1,000, which automatically gives you a perfectly round circle. The other thing she did, which I love these little papers here. Usually we think of putting like one solid paper behind there or a photo. She took 4 pieces of paper and just did these tiny little cute squares or little rectangles and put them at different angles. So it looks like a real traditional scrapbooking page with these little pieces. And I just thought that was a real clever way that she handled making her own little embellishment out of all these cute little pieces. Great. Does anybody have any questions about that?
No, it looks like we're okay with that.
Okay, great. Well, let's go back over to our template gallery inspiration and see what else we've got here. We also have a new collection called So Love from Brooke Mayer. This is a great new one, and this is based on the art collection So Delightful from our own Cynthia Coulon. It's a great thing for moms or grandmas who love to sew. It's got all these cute, sewing machines and the different little threads and needles and spools of thread and yarn. So it's a great collection to use for Mother's Day if you have maybe a grandma or aunt who loves to do it. This is a great metal print, and once again, using the import page, you can see how you can make other cards and products just from the original same design. Brooke Mayer has also done this great Mother's Day Subway print. Everybody loves our Subway prints. They're very popular. This is the 11 by 14. This is a great one that you can buy the frame at Michael's or your local craft store. Put a nice frame on it, and very inexpensive 11 by 14 print, which you can have Mother's Day in there, and then when the next holiday comes up, you can swap it out for another print. So I know people who have multiple, we have every holiday in Subway or, icon prints, and they just swap them out to add decor to their home. So this is a great piece, and I love this little Mother's Day cup that goes with it too. It's easily customizable. You can put your mom's name on it, or you could change instead of mother, it could be grandmother or aunt or anything that you want, grandma. So she's got cards, prints. There's another fun kind of subway art type card as well. And then Cynthia Coulon also has a collection too, this amazing, living, strong, happy, selfless, and graceful, all the things that a mother is. It's a nice, fresh color palette. It's very simple, just a little bit of customization needed, and I believe this is probably a basic collection as well. But it's a great, I love the mug. The print, again, this could be swapped out with that other Mother's Day print that's the same size, 11 by 14 print, and also coordinating invitation card. And then this is probably my favorite of all of them. I love these brag bags. They are wonderful. We had the design team this last month all design off of this grayscale map. And we had the theme as mother, and to see all the different ideas that we could come up with mother as the theme, and we came up with a whole bunch of different ideas, and they're so fun. But if you haven't printed one of these bags yet, they are great. They've got high quality. This material is fabulous, and it's really easy to clean. There's a leather option for it, or it's got a zipper closure at the top, and it's got these little feet at the bottom, so it sits off of the ground a little bit. Just a wonderful product, and it comes in 3 different sizes. So we've got the big brag bag, the traditional bag brag, and then the itty bitty brag bag. Hard to say fast a lot of times. And then we also have a hipster bag, which is fun too. So these now are currently done on the brag bag size, but using the import page feature, they could easily be scaled up or scaled down as necessary. So we started with our grayscale map here, and then each designer just did the drag and drop system and brought in their own pictures and their own artwork, and they all look completely different. So this is a great one by Brooke. We also have one by Michelle Bell here. And then we also have this one by myself, this one by Carrie Peratt, and another one by Leanne Rice Barr. So you can see you can get the very photographer look with kind of the black background, or the fun, celebrating the terrible twos, if you will. So lots of different, ideas. Anything you can think of and use in the art collections, you can have a brag bag for your mom made out of. And these are also great conversation starters. What, mom or grandma wouldn't love having a bag carried around with all their, children's and grandchildren's picture on it? It's actually a great conversation starter when it comes to business. Not only can you use them for family things, but you can use them, put your, your business logo on there or stuff. And it, it gets people talking about heritage makers or any other businesses that you have going on. Let's see, this is another design by Brooke. She came up with 2, and I also did 2. I just was having so much fun playing with these. And also one by Sarah Wise. So very fun, different designs. All right, we also, of course, we're going to give cards to our moms, for Mother's Day, as well as our grandmothers. So there's lots of Mother's Day selection to choose from. So just go into our template gallery and see all the things that we have available. I did all of these are new, I think, in the last week or 2. So lots of different options. And you can tell I actually did this card first and then went back to the screen before and with the brag bag and kind of copied that design. All I did was take the papers and colors from this one and drag and drop it into that grayscale template. It was really easy to do. All right, so I've got letters of the alphabet up here. So we're going to go next into Studio, and I'm going to show you how to use the import page feature. So it doesn't matter to me which design I do, because the import page feature is so easy to use. So you guys go ahead and start typing in which design you want to see me put on different products. So let's see, Cynthia, if you can see what they're typing in.
Guys. So A, B, C, D, or E, what do you want to see Roxanne make? Oh, okay, we've got a whole bunch of E's in a row. So why don't you go ahead and go with Project E?
We are going to go with Project E. Okay, so we're going to show you how to work with the import page feature. Let me go ahead and get out of this one here. Let's see, out of that one. Oh, let's go back over here.
Hey, while you're doing that, why don't I give away more points?
Wonderful.
Let's do it. Okay. So Susan Gray. Susan Gray, you're our point winner for this little portion of the class. So thanks for joining us, and we'll have Brooke put 20 points into your account.
Wonderful. Well, great. Well, the first thing we need to do with import page is you need to have whatever project you're going to be duplicating onto a different product. You need to have that started in your view in progress folder. So what we're going to do here is I'm back to the template gallery here. And you guys make sure you check too in the template gallery. New things go in daily. I just saw all these pop in. Cute new teachers' gifts are starting to fill in, and some new grayscale maps. There's some new graduation projects. So, go and check out all the new stuff. It's fun to see every day. Every day I go in, I know it's coming, but I love to go and see what's new in here. So I'm just scrolling down and looking for my cards. I wanted to show you a couple quick little things too. There's a couple different ways you can start a project. Here's the one that we're looking for here. It's called Enjoy the Ride, Mom. You can, if you click on the little heart, it adds a little, adds it to your favorites. So, these are my favorites. So if you ever want to go back and find your favorites, if you just scroll back up, this other options category here, there's a My Favorites category. If you click on that, it'll show you all the things that you have favorited. So they're easy to find later. So that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is, let's go back down. There it is. You can click on it and say personalize. And so that's preparing your project now. So that's going to put that into your view and progress folder. So let's just thinking for a minute. And actually, too, you guys, what product would you like to see me import a page to? So what do you want to see me make out of this? So go ahead and start typing that in, too, while this is preparing.
Wow, Roxanne's giving us lots of choices tonight. Okay.
Import page is so easy. I mean, it can go on any project in less than 5 minutes.
Well, since we've been enjoying all those brag bags, we've got a lot of people who want you to make a card into a brag bag.
Okay, great. So you actually, it prepared it, so you actually don't need to click on this open project. If you open it, it will open the project for you, and we actually don't need to open it to use the import page feature. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go to my studio, and I'm going to start a new project. I'm going to do a blank project, and let's see, we are going photo gifts, and the brag bag is down here, so I'm just going to click on the brag bag, and we're going to call that Enjoy the Ride, Mom, and we'll continue. So now it's going to open the brag bag. Let's see. Okay, so there's my brag bag front. So there it is. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go down here to My Projects, the My Projects tab, and open it up. And if you see over here, you have your current project, which if I click on page 1, there's nothing in there yet because I haven't started it yet. But if I go to My Unfinished Projects, I'm going to look down and find the name of that card, Enjoy the Ride, Mom. That's the one I'm looking for. So you're going to open it up. And that was a card, so it had a back cover, a front cover, a top inside, and then a bottom inside. So we just want the front cover. So if you click on the front cover, it shows you all the pieces that I used on the front cover. And in the old days, we used to have to drag up piece by piece and recreate the whole project again. That's how we used to do series of projects in the beginning. And then they came out with this wonderful import page feature, which is great. So what you're going to do, this button right here, it says import page. You're going to click on it. And it gives you this little warning. Let me cancel that. For instance, if you had started working on a bag and you had little pieces up and then you're like, oh, no, I don't like that. I'm going to go ahead and use my import page. When you do the import page, it's saying that whatever you had started for your design, when you use the import page feature, it will delete all that previous stuff that's on your bag. So you want to make sure that you're starting from a clean slate when you're doing this. So after a while, you just say, yes, import the page. So all it's going to do, it just imported the little card front, the 5x7 card, just as seen on my card, so everything is together. So basically, if it's a horizontal design, you want to be smart and always use, a horizontal canvas or a brag bag or something in that format. This one can actually be designed fairly easily into a square or a vertical as well. So what we do to resize now, here's all our pieces. We can either do Control A, which is select all, or we can go up to Edit, select all. It's up here too, and it shows you the little shortcut Control A. And with the red bar around the outside, that means it's locked, so we're going to need to unlock it. And then you're able to move around the whole group as a unit. So what I usually do is I grab the group, I bring it up here to the very far corner, and I make sure that I don't stop inside the gray, but I want to go all the way beyond the outside border so that this gray part won't show. It's kind of the stitching of the fabric, how it goes into the bag so that they can seam it together. So your image will actually be here in this lighter area, but make sure you just pull it all the way beyond just in case, because it's not a foolproof system. I mean, it's going to have a little leeway and give in the fabric. So pull it there, and then what I'm going to do to resize is I'm just going to grab this corner. See the little arrow tool is coming up? I want the little diagonal one, and then I'm just going to stretch it. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then sometimes I need to kind of stop and then scroll down here a little bit. And then I'm going to pull the corner again. Just up a little bit. Just so I've got it all the way side to side. So it's a little smaller. So you can see it might be a little big right now. So I'm going to go ahead and make it maybe a touch smaller so that my design fits better within the area of the bag. See, these little purple dashed lines are kind of the safe zones. You want to make sure your important design elements are well within that area. So now that I've got this position the way I like it, my papers are a little small. So all I'm going to do now is I deselect it by clicking outside here. I'm going to go back and click on just this paper, and I'm going to scale the paper itself. I'm going to pull that one now beyond the edges. So now we're good on that. This green paper is a little small, so once again, I'm just going to drag a corner and pull, pull, and just like that, you've got a brag bag. Just a couple simple adjustments, and it's done. Click the Save button, and you're ready to publish. The brag bags also have the option of a back. So you can, up here with the Manage Pages, you can click on Manage Pages. You can either add a second page, which gives you a blank page. You can move this to the second one if you want. You just grab them and swap them in positions. Or, let's remove that one. You can take this one and duplicate. So you've got two exact images, front and back. So you might do that. Or, you can choose, maybe I would rotate this photo horizontally and drop in another photo I had just to change it up a little bit, and maybe remove the Happy Mother's Day and put her name or something else, another nice quote about mom there. But you can choose the option of one-sided or two-sided when you check out. Everybody got that? See how easy? That was less than 5 minutes to make that bag.
I know. I'm totally impressed, not oppressed. Sometimes I'm oppressed. Anyway, so here's a good question. I'm sorry for pausing. I'm just reading some of the questions.
That's okay. Yep.
And comments. A lot of people enjoy looking at that Manage Pages because that's one of those features that we're not always aware of, even after working in studio for quite a while. So how does it work if the project is a lot smaller than the template? So you just went from your project was smaller and you stretched it out to become bigger for the brag bag, but can you do the opposite? Can you start with a big old project and make it fit onto something smaller?
You can. Let's see. What's smaller than? That's already a small card. It's the same thing, but in reverse, basically. It'll import it, like if you did a canvas and you're making it down to a phone case, it'll put a 16 by 20 on top of your phone case, basically, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to Control A, select all, and it's going to be giant, and then you just do the inverse. You're just going to drag it and make it smaller and reposition it.
Okay, yeah, perfect. So yeah,
just the opposite.
Good. And basically, like Roxanne said, you do want to start with similarly shaped projects. I mean, it's not that you can't take that and put it into a square, but you're just going to have to do more adjustments to make it all work nicely within whatever the new shape is. But it's nice to go from rectangle to rectangle space, or square space to square space. It's just a lot easier.
Yeah, I mean, we can do a vertical canvas pretty quick here too with that one. Let's just do that.
And here's a question while you're doing that.
Yep.
So can the import page option be used with something from my completed projects?
Yes, yep. We can do that too. I will show you that when this one gets open. Yeah, anything that's in your in progress folder or in your completed project folder can be used. It just needs to be a project that you started. You can't grab it directly. You can't find it from the template gallery without having pulled it to work on it first. So here's a canvas. So we're going to go to a vertical design. So sometimes some designs are a little trickier to use, going from a horizontal to a vertical or vice versa, but it will work. So here's my project. Once again, that was in my finished project, but if you wanted to pull something up from my completed project, you see that option as well. So here was a couple that I had in here too, so you can do the same thing. Let's see, let's go back to here. Let's get to the right. Actually, there's two of them now, so you can tell this one was a brag bag because there's only 2 pages, but the card will have all 4. So once again, we want the front cover, import page. Yes, import the page. So this is a much bigger canvas, so your card looks very little. So we're going to do the same thing, Control A. I'm going to unlock it. And then, so in this case, I'm just trying to get kind of the center image kind of looking nice on the canvas. So that's about right. So now the image looks great, but the papers are kind of not right. So probably with this design, I probably would delete the green part. Let's see, let's go back. I am going to, let's see, uncrop this paper, remove the crop. To remove a crop, just go to Toolbox, Remove, and it opens up your paper large again. Now, you'll notice too that this paper is starting to show a yellow border, and a lot of times we suggest using the green borders on things. On Canvas is our only product that we allow you to go stretch into the yellow, orange, red, just slightly into the red is okay. The canvas is a little bit of a different product because the texture of the canvas, it's not quite as detailed as printing on paper, so it allows you to stretch things a little bit more. So here we've done this quickly. I might put a nice your mother's name down here or a nice Mother's Day quote. You could do things like you can rotate this paper here. And if you like that really ripped paper look, we could maybe put it at the bottom instead. I'm just making it a little smaller here. We'll scale it down. And actually, let's bring that green paper back. I threw it away in the trash can, but I opened up the trash can again, and here it is if I want to reuse it. I'm going to drag it back out. I'm going to bring it all the way to the outside. I'm going to pull it up so it's bigger. And then I am going to send it to the back. And there, so I've got it down here. And then you can put a nice quote down here as well. So save it, publish it, you're ready to go. Less than 5 minutes, all again.
Wow. That is so
Great.
awesome. It really is such a fun way to take advantage of templates or designs you've already made and you make more.
Right, because it's always nice to give a canvas or something too, but it's always nice to have that matching card that goes with it. They'll keep the card with them at all times. So I always like to kind of make a statement with the theme, so I do it kind of multiple times. I love coordinating collections. I mean, this would look great in one of our love mugs too. It's just if you've got a design you really love, I mean, use it multiple times. It's beautiful, and I know a lot of other people do too. If I make this for my mom, I'm also going to make it for my grandma, with her name on it, and I always do things for my aunts on Mother's Day as well. I've done things for my girlfriends. I've got kind of 2 moms that I grew up with that I kind of call my adopted mom, so I always give them a little gift too. So it's a great way to adapt, different designs, for multiple people. Once you get a design you love, just do the copy and make another one, just with a slight variation. So it's a great way to get a lot of work done quickly.
Absolutely. Oh, that's wonderful. So, Roxanne, do you have time to do and play out another scenario for Import a Page for us? I've got one that might be able to answer a few questions.
Yep. Yeah, we've got
So this is a scenario, and I don't know if you have any books in this account already made or in your projects in progress, but we say we love a certain page within a storybook, and we just want to make it into a scrap page. Can we take a single storybook page and make it into a scrap page?
We sure can. And you can do vice versa, too. You could take multiple scrap pages and import them into a storybook. So it works both directions. So let's see here. Let's see what storybook I've got. Okay, here, let me look at this one really quick. I'm going to browse through the pages to see what some of the pages we can use for a scrap page. Now, let's see. That one's not really. Let me go back and find another one. Let's do.
Oh, now here's a good question while you're looking. What's a scrap page?
Oh, a scrap page is just like a single page. We've got just a front-only option, or we have a double-sided scrap page, which is a front and back only. They come in like 12 by 12, 8 by 8, 8.5 by 11. So you can print them. They're single pages, and a lot of times people put them in post-bound albums in the clear plastic sleeves, more like the traditional do, or like the 12 by 12s are great framed as well. So they're very inexpensive gift to give to someone, but they look wonderful. I've done lots of 12 by 12 pages or scrap pages for gifts for sports teams, at the end of the season, banquets. Each kid gets a personalized page with their names and photos of football or something. So it's a fun thing to do. Okay, we'll just grab from this one. So once again, I'm going to grab, this is a storybook per se that I did. I want to personalize it so it gets it started into my in progress folder. And it's going to take a minute because the book takes a little longer to process. Okay, so it is in there now. Let's go back to my home, my studio. We're going to start a new project. So that was, I can't remember whether I got the 12 by 12 or the 8 by 8 book. There's two versions of that. But we're going to go here to digital scrapbooking. And we are going to let's do a 12 by 12 scrap pages. So these are all our scrap pages. So they're basically single-sided. And we also have the option of there's a post-bound album, which is like a photo album, like a traditional front and back, and then you put the pages inside. So we're going to start the 12 by 12 scrap page. Let's call that Studio U. Let's see. And then this is going to get started, and we're going to go back again to our bottom tabs, and we're going to find that started project, the one that I just pulled. All right, so there it is. Let's go back to the My Projects tab. I'm just closing up my toolbox. This little icon here, it minimizes and maximizes your toolbox, so a lot of times it gets in the way. You can also move it to the other side. I like it here, so I just close it up if I need to get into this section here. We're going to go to my unfinished projects, and we are going to scroll down, and what did I call that? College Days. That was the one. So if you click, it's your book here, so it shows you every page, front, back, cover, all the different things. So we can choose any page that we want. So we could just do, like, we wanted to make this page 1 a scrap page. So once again, you select your page, you say import page. Yes, import page. And then it puts it on. I must have grabbed the 8 by 8 book, so it imported small. So you're just going to do the same thing. Control A, it grabbed everything. Unlock. We're going to pull it up to the corner, and then we're going to drag it down. And this one was actually, we're going to make it a little smaller here. So you're just tweaking and adjusting as necessary. So to get it exactly centered or spaced evenly, up here under the view, if you say rulers, show rulers, it'll show you your little ruler guides here. So I kind of like to leave it away from the edge a little bit, so there's kind of, each of these squares is a 1/4 inch representation. So I like to leave 2 spaces here, and I'll do it the same over here. This one's not quite right, so once again, I'm going to click on the outside, drag, I'm going to grab everything, and I'm just going to grab this corner and drag it up so it's a little bit bigger, and then it's nicely centered here. 2 squares here, 2 squares there. And then we can go and we can choose, well, I'm going to turn off the rulers again. Turn them off. You know, you've got some journaling here, and then let's find a new piece of paper. Let's say I want, what color do I want? Maybe a gray paper. So I'm typing in gray paper, and let's see what we can find. Yep, so let's just grab this one here. I'm going to throw that up there. I'm going to drag it up here to the corner again. Grab my bottom corner. We're going to scale it down and send it to the back. And then you'll need to adjust your text, you know, if you need to make that white instead. That might not be the best place to have it. We might add another piece of paper down here to put that on. And you can, you know, go through the art collections and drag up different little embellishments that you want. You can do school. And you can add different things to the pages as well if you want to add more embellishments, or, you know, you can hit the delete key and take things off if you want to. But it's a great way to take pages from a book that you like and either put them on scrap pages, or I've even seen people take different storybooks and take different spreads from different storybooks and combine them into something that they like. So it gives you a million different options to quickly and easily, you know, transform a design you like into a different product, or put the pieces of something together from different books together into one book.
Absolutely. That is excellent. You know, I don't know what you have planned for the rest of the class, or what you have time for.
Well, yeah, we're just playing in the studio tonight, so.
Okay. Well,
give me a challenge.
Yeah, what's interesting is this great group of people who have joined us tonight are very interested about, are very interested in design maps, both the kind that have multiple elements on, and the kind of design map that would be just for one image, because I think a lot of these people have made projects and pages in other systems, and now they have, for